Anything you want to kick us off with? Anything in particular?
What's on my mind? Games, man. Games are on the mind. Thinking about fucking Wolverine, GTA. I just watched that Jean-Qui trailer. Fucking Ocarina of Time, Fable, Phantom Blade Zero. So many fucking games lined up, man, currently.
Yeah, September. Frogger.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Frogger. Yeah, man.
Oh, man, is it that like 20, 30, 40 years ago? It was like, oh man, you seen Frogger?
Frogger 2.
And now you've got like games that literally look like movies and shit.
It's mad because like my dad was pretty fucking heavy into games when he was, I don't know, like Nintendo 64 kind of era. When he first got Mario 64, I think I was only like 4 or 5, and he like 100%ed that. You know what I mean? With no walkthroughs, nothing, just perseverance.
Just the love of the game.
Time. Yeah, and now he's in his 50s, and like I show him clips sometimes. Like I show him fucking God of War, or just some crazy game like that, like fucking Ghost of Tsushima, and he just ain't that interested. I'm like, man, like there must be a little bit of you still in there that's like can acknowledge where we fucking come from. You know what I mean?
I guess so, but I wonder if that's a life thing. I wonder if eventually it'll get to you where it's like that, where like your priorities just aren't there anymore. Like you gaming is the last thing you give a shit about. You're like, yeah, I used to like it. It's like me with skateboarding now. Obviously, like, I used to skate all the time. It was a big part of my life. And I still follow a lot of skateboarders and stuff. And just on my reels, I see like 9-year-old kids doing stuff now. And I just think, holy fuck, like it's come such a long way and it's evolving. But like, if they introduce like a new thing or I see a new trick, I don't get the urge to be like, oh, let me get back on my skateboard. I just think, that's just something I used to do. You know what I mean? I used to love it, but I've moved on. So maybe it's just the same thing as that. You know what I mean?
I don't know though with these because I've had fads come and go, fucking many.
You had probably 6 today.
Yeah, I was fucking knitting earlier. Nah, but like some come and go beyond gaming and cars, and they're the two just foundational ones that just I don't think will go anywhere, man. My dad got bored of games like around fucking 25, like 26 years old, man. Just teetered off.
Yeah, that might be like the normal quote unquote age where that happens, especially for an older generation. Like it is interesting to see the age ranges of typical games today. It probably is like, you know, it probably drops off after 30s quite significantly. But I did see a post that Game Ranks did few months back of like elderly gamers saying they wish they'd make games for elderly people because there is like a bigger percentage of people in like the 60s, 70s that were around when video games started and they're still around. And they were like, oh, I wish people would cater to us. And like that got some news attention and stuff. So like there is older people that do play games and are asking for like some love for them, their demographic and stuff like that. So yeah, it is interesting. But I reckon 25, 30, especially if you've got kids in a family and shit, like it probably does take a bit of a back step in your life for most people, I'd imagine. Thing is, we're not most people. We think it. We think that we just play games like everyone else, but most people play games like an hour or two a day, maybe. Like that's the casual gamer. I don't want to say we're casual gamers, although we seem it because we don't seem like we're that crazy about it or in our living or anything. But I think we play more than the average person.
Yeah, we play multiple hours like every day.
Yeah, and I think I always will in some form or fashion. To be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I think fucking. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. It's just you think maybe just you kind of go one way and it's you get to 30 or whatever and you know you got way less time and maybe kids and work and stuff like that, so you kind of either stay at home and play games in your chill and de-stress time or just fucking go out to the pub and socialise, shit like that. That's kind of a 30s thing to do, you know what I mean? So those people that aren't at home playing games to de-stress and shit, they might just be at the pub fucking with some people drinking or whatever.
Yeah, I know which one I'd rather do, man. Fuck, sit in the pub drinking. That ain't what I want to do.
Yeah, man. I want to be fucking
I'd rather be getting fucking livid at games.
yeah. I'd rather be fucking boomeranging a PS5 controller around the house, man.
Yeah, yeah. Gaming will always be a big part of my life, and it always was. So like, it's. I wouldn't go as cliche or as even fucking gay to say that it's saved my life, but I did have like shit things happen in my childhood and stuff like that where it was a great escape to instead of deal with like trauma or deal with even my fucking own personal issues. It's like, oh, I can just jump on a Sonic game instead. You know what I mean? So like, I think it'll always be a sort of coping mechanism when the world gets a bit too fucking heavy or I can't be arsed. It's just like, let me just jump on my computer and play something for a bit. I think it's always gonna be there sort of for me for that escapism.
Yeah, I think I think midway through PS4, I think there was a little just fucking dip in games and a little lull in what was coming out and stuff, and it was a bit of a boring time. And I remember having a little couple of weeks where I just thought, man, am I just kind of getting done with games? Like, am I just bored of
Got
games?
me out of it in there.
Yeah, and I might have been, I don't know, I might have been like fucking 24, 25 around that time. But like, I'm just still fully in, man. And that was just, I think it was just a phase at the time the state of gaming was in. Like, there just weren't much out. But I love that I'm in it now, and I don't just play games because it's just what I've always done. Like, I'm genuinely just still fucking giddy for games, man. Like, new stuff that's just sick and just badass looking or just fun and creative. Like, I'm well happy to just fucking be enjoying something, man.
Yeah, I definitely have dips in like doing it. Like there comes a point where there's a lull in things that are coming out that I'm not interested in, or like when there's just quiet years in the console's life cycle, that type of stuff. And I'll want to do other things instead of like just sitting in game. And then I might want to like, oh, let me go and do this outside instead, or I might plans to go do that. But nothing gets me like that childhood giddiness though when I see like a trailer or a game for something that I'm like been looking forward to, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm back in, I'm back. You know what I mean? Like I'm okay to step away, but it don't take a lot to show me something new, and I'm like, right, yes. And nothing gets me as excited for that. That's why I love like I used to love E3 and as well like the video games thing because if you can keep away from spoilers of what's coming out and you get surprised by it by seeing it for the first time like it's meant to, then yeah, I don't think nothing beats that sort of excitement for me. Some people get that about watching like football each weekend and that, but yeah, I think that that don't get top for me when a game comes out that I've been looking forward to or that I didn't expect to come out or remake or something. I'm like, oh fuck! But when the first announced like Final Fantasy VII, like proper remake, and I was like, oh shit, it's happening! Like nothing ever makes me as as happy and as giddy as that shit. So it'll always have that hold over me.
Yeah. I think if I had to choose, I'd probably choose games. Like, if I had to choose between cars and games, it'd be a tough fucking decision. But I think it'd be games, man. It's just, it's all year round. You can fit it in, like, in small gaps, you know what I mean? It ain't dependent on weather. I've got more people there. You can do it from the comfort of your own fucking home. Like, games are always there for you, man.
Yeah, it's true. And speaking of which, it's only a few days off recording this that the Netflix GTA thing is coming up.
4 days, yeah.
Yeah, there's been
There's
some
been a
like
couple of leaks.
leaks. Yeah, there's been some
Couple.
leaks about it. I've stayed away. I've not seen any of it, thankfully. Even though it's quite, I've done well to avoid it because I do want to. Like we even said, we don't even want to see too much from this Netflix thing. I want to kind of go in semi-blind. I want to see like what the look is, what the feel is, all that type of stuff. But I do want to kind of go in and experience a lot of shit for my first time because it is just better doing it that way, isn't it, man? Everything
Yeah.
is leaked and spoiled nowadays. Like you need to hold on to some of that blindness. Even to the point where I don't watch like the last trailers for stuff because I think they give away too much. I'll maybe watch the first trailer, maybe the second, but when they do the very last trailer before the film comes out, and that, I try not to watch it, man. Sometimes I can't help myself because I'm excited, but I try not to because then, especially in horror movies, are the worst, man. Because when we go and see one, I'm like, oh, I know something's gonna pop up now because I saw this in the trailer. Like, because they have to get people in the seats, so they have to make the trailer exciting. They usually blow the load a bit too early by showing the good stuff, and yeah, if you keep away from that, then you're surprised, and it's just a much better experience, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I want to see some core gameplay and just get some reassurance that it's looking nice and playing nice. But yeah, I think it's shit as well when they do like a big gameplay event and it's the first mission or like they open in 20 minutes or something, and then when it comes to actually playing it, you're like, I just need to get past this bit now because I've already fucking seen it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, there's some cool things coming. I'm looking forward to Wolverine as well, even though I know that's only going to be like a weekend thing. 'Cause it's probably going to be like a 20-hour game. Um, but I'm still
I think you
excited
were
to
right,
play.
man, when you said like it ain't gonna hit the same as Spider-Man. Something about Spider-Man man just swinging around the city like so fluid and just cool. It's got a similar combat engine in it, but it
Yeah,
ain't gonna be a nice
it's not
free
open
roll.
world. It's like linear and stuff. Yeah, so it's just not going to hit the same. And it's Spider Man. Like that game don't get enough credit, I don't think, for like how good of a Spider-Man game it is. Because like I loved the PS1 games where it was literally like a toxic gas in the city, and obviously graphical limitations and stuff where you couldn't like swing about the city properly, but it was still fucking fun and good and quite innovative for the time. But if you would have showed childhood me like Spider-Man 1 or 2 on the PS5 of just swinging around New York and like that you could just walk around the streets and what you can do in the combos and that, I'd have been like, holy fuck. Like my brain would have been blown. So I don't think that that game gets enough credit for just how fun it fucking is. Like it really captures Spider-Man for me.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's the best the swinging and stuff's ever been because throughout the fucking evolution of the games, obviously the swinging evolved as well, and some got better, some got worse, but it's all you could fucking ask for, man, in a Spider-Man swinging mechanic for a game, especially with the wingsuit as well. Just get a little glide on every now and again.
Yeah, some
But yeah, I
people
remember.
might have issues with like the storyline and stuff, but in the core fundamentals of like beating up thugs and swinging around New York, like it's perfect to me.
Yeah, I remember getting Spider-Man on PS2 for the first time, being a kid, and I remember being asked to because my dad just bought it me, or my mum and dad just bought it me randomly, and just brought it home, and I was like, oh man, like Spider-Man as a game. And then I remember like being asked if I was going out to fucking play just by some kids in the street. And I was like, nah, I'm staying in, man. I got this new game to play. And they were just like, oh, you're going to stay in? I was like, yeah, I'll fucking play Spider Man. And yeah, just the swinging, just the fucking like swinging off the sky. Like no fucking swing to it, just dead static like that. But so cool.
Yeah, I saw someone before because that used to be like a classic Spider-Man trait, even in the comics. And people have asked like Stan Lee and said like, what's he clinging on to though? And he said something like, oh, there's always a helicopter flying over and stuff like that. Like he'd always just make like a joke about it. But then, yeah, I even love those the Tobey Maguire like movie time Spider-Man games on the PS2 and stuff. Those ones, man, like those were really good as well. And Bruce Campbell narrates it, and I love Bruce Campbell. But
Yeah,
yeah, no
there's a
good.
clip there's a clip from one of the Tobey Maguire ones where a woman's on a rooftop and he's like, what are you doing up here? You lost? And she's like, I lost my purse. And he goes, on this building? She goes, no. He goes, on another building?
Yeah,
Like,
that's in
and
that clip. Yeah.
it's Tobey Maguire, and he's just like, okay.
Yeah, I never even liked his voice as Spider-Man either. I don't know if he's just not a very good voice actor or the script he got was kind of cheesy, but yeah, I never really liked him. I, People say he's the GOAT Spider-Man, but he is not, man. I never, his films are good and stuff like that, to be fair, but he was never my vision of Peter Parker in my head. The suits are cool too, but yeah, I think he's third for me, man. Tobey Maguire. I like Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland much more than him as Spider Man, which
Yeah.
to some people, especially of my age and generation, would be a big fucking But yeah, it's the truth, man. Like they capture like Spider Man more than I think Tom Maguire does it. Because even though he's only like in his like 20s or something when he's playing Peter Parker, he seemed too much of a man already. Tom Holland's believable as like a teenager. So is Andrew Garfield when he plays him. Like the believable as like being a kid. Whereas I never bought it with Tom Maguire. I always thought he looked a bit too mature for the age he was playing, and I never bought him in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, I want Terry Crews to be the next Spider Man.
Yeah, he would look mad swinging about, wouldn't he, man? Like a fucking Venom. Imagine him, man. Imagine him swinging in.
Like, oh shit, the Empire State's swinging through.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen Tom Holland actually say like who he'd happily pass the torch to for the next Spider-Man, and it's like I think it's called Owen Cooper. He was that kid that did that Netflix show where it was like all filmed in one shot with that. I think it's called Graham something, the Scouse dude.
Adolescent
Yeah, about the stabbing. Yeah, that dude, that young British dude.
Stephen Graham.
Stephen Graham, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Tom Holland said that kid, that Owen Cooper. He said like if I would pass the torch to anyone, it was up to me. Like he would become the next Spider-Man. But um, yeah, I don't know how I'd really feel about that, to be honest, either. But I think eventually they're going to set it up where they introduce Miles Morales, and then it's going to be like how the games have sort of gone, where Peter's less in it. He's more of a background sort of trainer. Like he'll just help Miles, show Miles the ropes, and then Miles will be like the main Spider-Man. I think that's probably how it's going to in his next trilogy. I think Tom Holland, all that stuff will start being introduced. I think we'll see Miles Morales maybe in or after Secret Wars and Doomsday and shit. But I think that's the trajectory of where it's gonna go. He's gonna pass the mantle to Miles Morales.
Yeah, I was really into Miles in the games. In the one game, I just thought he just had such fucking a bit more flair and personality, man. He's a bit more of a fun character.
I really like him as well. I think it's cool. I remember when like he first started getting big in the comic world, and people were a bit annoyed that there was a black Spider-Man, which is stupid, really, in it. But then and I was like, why do you need another Spider-Man? Like, there's already too many Spider-Man. Look at all the films, there's thousands of them. That's the problem with Spider-Man, all this multiversal shit. Like, just be one Spider-Man. And I read some of this shit to do with Miles Morales, and I was like, oh no, he's actually like, it ain't just like the Force feeding you another Spider-Man. Like, he's warranted of a character. Like, he's got different powers, different abilities, different background upbringing. His parents, his dad was a cop, like dies. Like, I do think he's actually a pretty cool character. He ain't just another Spider-Man. Like, he's warranted of being a fucking character in his own right, and that's cool.
Yeah, I was speaking to my dad the other day about Captain America, because he ain't watched all the Marvel universe, and I was telling him about fucking Falcon getting Captain America, like getting passed down, and he just went, "Black Captain America," and I went, "Yeah," yeah. And he like went, "Hmm," and I went, "Yeah, fucking Captain African American."
Yeah. But see, I ain't got a problem with that either, because I think Sam Wilson again it ain't just like Steve Rogers, but he's a black dude. He's his own character. He's Falcon first, and then he takes up the mantle of fucking Captain America. Like I'm okay with that, but I do have a problem where when they just change a character for the sake of changing it. Like if they did, a Bruce Wayne, but they made him fucking Asian, or they made him, like whatever. They made him even a woman. You know what I mean? Like it's Batman's a woman, but she's got Bruce S. Wayne or fucking something stupid like that. Like it pissed me off. Like I just think make another character at that point. Like a Miles Morales, and make it work. Don't just change it for the sake of changing it. But
Just hitting quotas.
yeah, it does do my head in, but it can work. Like, don't get me wrong, the Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four being a woman, you know what I mean? Like, that storyline really could be a male or female. It's not inclusive of one side, so it's not had to change any law per se. But it is just like, I fell in love with a certain character, you know what I mean? You can't just put it, but I liked it, you know what I mean? If it was my first iteration of being introduced to a Silver Surfer, like, I'd probably like it. I'd probably like, oh yeah, she's cool, she's badass, but yeah, I just don't like to change it. But even in the boys, like they changed some sexes and some races and stuff like that, and it worked. To be fair, like it paid off. Like the Deep was like a black dude in the fucking comics. You know what I mean? Like the change of um that Giancarlo, like Edgar, I think his name is, isn't he? Was it Edgar, the main Vought
Yeah.
dude? Like he's just like a white dude in the comics. That's still well above who Homelander used to suck a fucking titty him up from. He was like a dude in the comics and stuff as well. So, and Stormfront, he was a dude, obviously a woman in the show. So like they can make it work, but I also understand if you're a big fan of like the boys and you found that they're doing a show, and then Stormfront was like your favorite character, and you found out they're bringing him into the real life show, and they've made it a woman. I could understand why that person would be pissed, but for me, who don't really give a shit, even I read the comics, I was like, whatever, it works. But I would also be understanding of why someone would be angry about that. But yeah, my favorite character, so I don't care. But if they did it to like a Superman, I'd be livid.
Yeah, I've been watching the fucking it's a bit questionable, but it's fucking cool. But someone's been making like San Andreas out of just AI, like kind of movie in it, in using AI, and it's a bit rough around the edges in places like the mouth movement and stuff. But it's a fucking cool concept, man. Because it's a series, but I'm kind of watching a TV show of just the game San Andreas, man, and it's sick because it's AI. The characters all look as they should. The voices are dubbed in from the game dialogue, and like the streets and the city and everything, the cars, they all look bang on.
Mm.
But it's fucking cool because when else could you ever recreate that, man? Just freely like that. It's sick, man. I like it.
How would you feel about a full-on season of a TV show being all made in AI, though, man?
Well, that's the thing. There's some bits where it's a little bit flat, where the actors are kind of interacting, and your brain, like, because it's pretty fucking good AI, like it looks good, but there's some bits where they just don't interact so naturally, and your brain thinks like, "Oh, this is awkward acting," but then you think, "Oh, no, it ain't acting." But I don't mind if it's something to recreate stuff like that. Like if you had like a full convincing like proper job done, like God of War movie or something, and then the voice is perfect because you ain't just got to get an actor that kind of looks like him with a pretty convincing voice at the same time. Like it's it's the only real fucking way you can bring games to life with pretty fucking like 100% accuracy. You know what I mean? Especially with San
Yeah.
Andreas, it's such an aged fucking game, and they're probably never going to do it for real.
Yeah, it's a bit uncanny valley though, isn't it, man? Because like I said, like I've listened to AI songs and I listen to like video game music sometimes when I'm like working or I'm just like doing something and want just like background music. I'll listen to like like a Pokemon Red playlist of like the Pokemon Red games, but it'll be like city popified or something like that. And they're fucking so good and so relaxing, or like jazz versions and stuff like that. And like they're all AI, and like I'll listen to them and they'll calm me and relax me, and they're just good to listen to. But I just think like, it is weird because I can enjoy it and there's no one literally involved there. It's just like a prompt or whatever. But I would probably feel weird if I watched a whole Let's say there was a whole TV show and you was like an early screening test for it and you watched all like say 5 episodes. You're like, man, this is really good. And you just someone said, oh, that's AI, and you just couldn't tell while watching it. There's no like parts where you're like, oh, that was a bit flat. Or they moved a bit jerky and weird. Like that's the AI. Like there was no difference. It would make me feel weird, but if I'm okay with just listening to the music, I should be okay with the TV show part. But there's just something about my brain that doesn't like it, and I don't know if that's like a normal evolutionary like thing that your brain should listen to. Like, oh, this might be a step too far for our fucking human race thing, or I don't know. But there is like a weird feeling about that for me.
There is for me as well, and if I'm watching just a fucking YouTube video with some narration or something, maybe it's like a breakdown of a fucking crime that's gone on or an interrogation or something, and it's an AI voice, I do just get pulled out of it. I don't know what it is. It's like we're not going on this narration journey together. Like it's just a fucking robot that, not robot, but it's just
You know, it's crazy
some.
though. I'll do the same thing. Let's say if you've got a computer issue, you want to Google it, you go on YouTube, you put it in, the video is the fix, but it's an AI voice. You're like, oh, no, I don't want an AI voice. But then you'll
Yeah,
happily just put it into Chat GPT and read it. What's the difference? But you're happy to accept the written text rather than it being read to you in an AI voice. Why is that?
yeah. I don't know.
That's
I
weird,
think
isn't it?
you feel like you've sourced it yourself, maybe.
I don't know, but I've just put that together. Like, I hate an AI voice, but I'm happy to like ask Siri or something. You know what I mean? I'm happy to ask, AI in some form or fashion and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the answer, whatever. But as soon as it's said to me on a YouTube video by not a person, it's like, fuck off. I don't want you. I want an actual dude telling me that. But why?
Yeah,
Why do I make that distinction? It makes no difference. It shouldn't
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, it's just something inhumane that we got to find a way of getting over it, or not accepting it.
Man,
But
I saw something today, that set off those fucking doomsday bells. Like, oh, this is like a glimpse in like Terminator Future, man, and it was like those Boston fucking dynamic robots that are quite like humanoid and that. They've got
yeah,
one to sprint and apparently beat like Usain Bolt's time.
that's right, yeah.
And
Just slam into a wall at the
I
end.
was
Yeah,
like, man, that's like the future of like them motherfuckers chasing you down and killing you and murdering you. And that's like the first instance of like them being scary, fast motherfuckers. I
yeah,
saw it
because
and I
it's
was
like,
like, oh, that's the end. That's what a
yeah,
lot of
if we
people are
could
going to
just,
see before they die.
yeah, if we could just do a fucking 100 meters in 992, we know no one can get away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we've covered it. Like the world. What's the fastest anyone's ever run? Okay, let's beat that, and they're all
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's not good. A lot of people are just gonna turn over the shoulder and see that motherfucker just fucking running at them, man.
Yeah, just clanging. Ting, 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 ting.
Remember when you fucking didn't put me on standby mode and fucking fully turned me off? Fucking, and then that's it. Yeah,
What
I
if
saw
though?
that and
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's dangerous, man.
what if you're in a fucking, you're in like a Spider-Man kind of setting where you're just getting jumped by two thugs in like a rainy alleyway, and you're like going no, no, and then just fucking clang, like some robot just drops down, comes and fucking saves your ass, man. You're gonna be dapping him up all day.
Oh yeah, man. Oh fuck, that is. You know what? That's not. That's probably not too far away though, is it, man? Like a literal RoboCop.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're probably already thinking about it, and it might already be a thing in like the army and that. I read something earlier, and it was like about like a self-drivable car with like an automated shotgun that the military are using right now, or something like that. I was like, man, this is like the future. Like it's fucked up, man. Self-driving
I
cars
like
with automated shotguns.
I like to think of fucking like slurs, like fucking racist slurs against against the bots. I do, man.
Like
Like
what?
fucking like clankers and fucking tin tops and oh, these fucking clankers out here, man.
Like, oh man, you can't drop the C-bomb on these. Man, you drop the fucking C-bomb. You're crazy, man.
Yeah, these fucking Ethernet munching motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, like, but I see that and I just think, ah, man, you're setting us up for that. Like, give us a chance, man. Give us. We can't run away from that, man. Give us a chance. Why you limit them?
It's mad that we're just in these rooms. People are getting fucking paid millions a year to just create our own demise. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, let's make these motherfuckers faster and have guns on their fucking forearms, man. Yeah, why not?
yeah, yeah. Not
And
thinking
it's
like 10
fucking,
years time, he's going to be held at gunpoint by his creation.
yeah, it's just gonna fucking its head's gonna spin round like, thanks for creating me. Good
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, it was a bleak glimpse into the future when I saw it, man. I was like, that ain't
Yeah. You know what's
that ain't
weird?
good. Go on.
It's weird that you kind of can't break the habit of when you kind of do an impression of AI, you still can't break the habit of speaking like a proper jittery like robot voice, even though they speak as fucking fluid as us now. If I do an impression of AI, it's always like, "Hello, welcome to. Shall we go to the shops together?" But like, it just ain't like that anymore. But you can't break that habit, man.
Yeah, I remember like I might have said it on like, one of the earlier podcasts because obviously we talk about AI all the fucking time. But I got out ChatGPT and when you could like speak to it, and I asked him a question because we was all debating something in a car, and then it got the answer, and I said, "Yeah, like ChatGPT said this," and I like leaning forward, and I was like, "Oh, I thought he was on the phone to someone." Like he was like, "That sounds too real." He was like, "I didn't like how like upbeat a voice was. It weren't just like roboty, like it had personality." I was like, "That's what it is now, man." I said, "The remember and everything. Like you ask it a question, and it has history. Like oh, because you looked at this before. Oh, because you work in this field. Like this will help you." And I'm like, Jesus, like all my data's just in there, man.
You know what kind of trips me up sometimes though when it's talking? It takes a breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, you ain't breathing, man.
Yeah, it is weird. It's definitely scary, but I also think it's also exciting to see what doors it opens up. But yeah,
I
it's
do want to.
it's dangerous.
I do want to go to my nan's, man, and just see if she's had any inkling of it yet, and just fucking blow her mind with it.
I love those videos, man, where they get their nan to like sit down. I watched one the other day where some dude is like with his like nan or his mum or something, and they were watching like a Clint Eastwood film, and it was like a favorite film, and then he'd like AI'd her in a
Yeah,
frame. So like he's like it's just Clint Eastwood talking on the screen, and then it just cuts to like her, and it's just like her face, and then it just
yeah,
cuts back to Clint Eastwood, and he like looks at like he pans the camera to his mom, and she's like, "What?" She's like so mind blown, and then she was like, "Oh, that was me," and he was like, "That weren't you, man," and he was like, "I thought that you said this was your favorite," like proper gaslighting, and to be like, "That weren't you," but like
yeah.
just to see like because their brains can't comprehend. Like, how the fuck am I in this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They can't put
yeah.
that together.
So fresh as well. Like it looks like you're on a movie set. I tricked my mum before. To be fair, I sent because I was on Gran Turismo, and obviously it's fucking got all real cars in there, and I recreated my skyline on there, and the photo mode on Gran Turismo. When you take a picture, it takes like fucking about 30 seconds to render the photo, like it properly renders it graphically. And I sent it my dad, and he was like, "Oh, where's that?" And I just said, "Oh, it's Gran Turismo, man." But I sent my mum like a full fucking replay of like my car going around track, and she was like, "Oh, like where are you? Just be careful because you got a bit close to that wall." Just, but I just thought like she's just seen it, but obviously on a racing game, you do a fucking 2 minute lap as like 70 different camera angles. You know what I mean? And in my head, I would have comprehended like how many fucking cameras are on me, just constantly filming me. But she just watched it like oblivious.
Yeah, like if you sent that to me at Entro's platform as well, I'd be like, who's filming that? How's he got that angle? How's he done this? But
Yeah.
when someone from a different generation comes, they'd just be like, oh, what the fuck? How's Ryan got this footage? Like, yeah. Yeah, it is
There's,
funny.
there's there's TV ads, to be fair, that the AI and my dad can't tell.
I see them. I see one. It's called like Q something. It's like a betting one. And I see it and I just said straight away, I was like, that's AI, that is, man. And I Googled it and it was like a Reddit post, the first thing, and it was like, is this advert AI? And like a lot of people debated it, but I could tell how sort of jerky and weird it looked and how sort of you could just tell AI, like it's like AI thumbnails, you can tell because of the font and the text and you can just tell certain, there's certain giveaways and I do see adverts like it now, but I also think why not? Instead of them paying thousands and thousands for like hiring in sets and doing this and that and actors and lines and paying people for this and that, like they just pay like an AI bot to do it for them. I get why it's a dodgy path because it takes away jobs and then you can be like, what's real anymore? So I get the negative side of it, but as a company, what the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's true. It's just a fucking camera set with dialogue and a backdrop and a product in view and
You gotta pay
5 different.
writers, a script, lighting, location, get them all in there one day, then pay the actors and all that type of stuff. When you could just be like, fuck all that, we'll just do this.
Yeah, it always makes sense from a business point of view.
Do you think Hollywood are like sweating? Do you think they're thinking fuck, or do you reckon they look at it and think, it's not there yet?
Well,
But
they tried to, don't they? But they had the strikes.
yeah, the SAG stuff. Yeah, it is a weird one. But if it does get to a point, like I said, where I can just be like, oh, give me Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Predator versus like Rambo. And I just type that in, boom, and it's like an actual fucking film where it looks just like them two, like proper against each other and fighting and shit. It's like, you're gonna beat that though, man. Like, what's gonna
You
beat
can't
that
get that.
power?
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
can't actually get that. So
yeah, like what's gonna beat that? Like you said with San Andreas, if I could just be like, I want to see this scene, but in like the full 8K, but I want to add this, like instead of this ending, I want it to show like I even saw it with the boys. I saw people doing like the AI endings of like what they wanted the show to be, and it looked pretty fucking good.
yeah,
Like
I actually,
already.
I shuffled into an AI like music the other day because I just had a rock playlist on, like fucking just Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath and all that shit, and then a tune came on and it was a bit more modern and a bit more screamo for me, but I just listened it through anyway because I was working on the car, and I sent it to Amy and I was like, "Oh, you'd like this," because she's into that kind of shit, and and then when we was in the car the next day, I was like, "Oh, let's listen to a bit more of their stuff," and then we was driving and I just went, "I'm getting a bit of an AI vibe here." She was like, "Yeah," and I went, "Yeah, just." The photo was like really generic, like there was no one in particular on there, and then just every now and again the lyrics were a bit like just vague. And I thought I'm getting an AI vibe, man. And she googled it and it was just AI artist, but
Is
it
it like
shuffled it in.
last night or something like that?
No, it's called Snowbite.
I
It was
do
actually
know of
pretty
one.
good. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was good,
yeah, I've
but
heard a couple that are
still
decent.
sussed it, man. I
Yeah,
like that my humanity's still in there, like just
I
because
know.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like with videos and stuff, or like CGI or fucking, I don't know, man. I think when you've watched just endless thousands of hours of people talking and videos and camera angles and lighting and stuff, like with fucking when there's a fake image. I don't know if you saw when Jim Carrey had that work done, and then that artist said like, "Oh, it was just me and a mask," like a prosthetic thing. And then yeah, there was like a picture of the mask, and it was like in Paris and shit like that. But like it was a picture of a mask like perfectly standing up, and then just a perfectly placed window in the background with the Eiffel Tower, and then like just a French flag over it. And I thought that picture's just perfect. You know what I mean? Like it looks too good. And sometimes there's picture of people where like the lighting's bang on from all angles, and I just think like you can't really capture something like that unless you're in studio lighting. You know what I mean? You're in a park.
Yeah. Yeah, you need like an actual like backdrop, a proper DSLR with a fucking lens on it that's like 10 feet fucking long, you know what I mean? And yeah, it is true. Yeah, yeah, I don't know when it's probably gonna get to a point where you are just so used to seeing it that you probably just do become all right with it. I imagine. I imagine there's probably a full on AI movie in the works, AI TV show in the works. And the first ones are always going to be rough and stuff, but eventually it'll probably be normal where like your kid is probably watching stuff that's all probably fucking AI generated. He'll know no different. You know what I mean? Like he won't have that sort of uncanny valley feeling where you're looking at real stuff sort of being ripped away like we do, like we're seeing like we saw with like technology in a way, like we see both sides of it, like what it was like to live without phones and now with phones. Like when they just grow up with phones, they don't know what they're missing out on, you know what I mean? So it's like they don't have that feeling. But I think eventually kids and your kids, whatever, they'll just see AI stuff and it'll just be normal and fine to them. And they probably won't have that weird, impending doom feeling about watching that type of stuff because it'll just be the norm to them. If they carry on going that route, like they might rein it in to that extent. Obviously, if it starts fucking up the earth with all the data centers and that type of shit, but they also might not. So
Yeah.
what we should do when it gets really good, because we've got on this is episode 47 that we're doing right now. So obviously there's hours of us talking now on the internet. We should like when it gets to a point like just get AI to fully create an episode for us and we just put it out as like the AI episode. Even though every episode could be titled the AI episode because we talk about it a lot, like, but it would be cool to see like what they think we talk about as well
Yeah,
and our
yeah,
mannerisms and that. When it gets to a point, I would like to maybe just do a full on AI episode of us and just to see if people notice too as well. By the way,
yeah. That'd be interesting.
it'd be
Yeah, because
cool.
both just monotone pricks anyway, so it wouldn't be hard for it to do, would it?
Yeah,
You
like
know what though? I
go on,
wouldn't mind um, kind of AI integrated just in movies in place of CGI. You can't really
like
model that
backdrop
because
stuff,
yeah, now
like
like
setting and
fucking
location.
yeah, or even just like the dragons in Game of Thrones or something. You know what I mean, because it's fake anyway. You might as well just fucking get a bot to put it in there for you rather than drawing out and creating this graphical fucking asset. You know what I mean? Just get AI to place it in afterwards.
It's true.
No harm in that.
It's true. I wonder if like the is it like VFX or VGX or whatever it is, they're probably sweating about AI because I do see just clips of what people are doing and say this scene would cost like Hollywood millions and like AI can just do it in 12 seconds. Obviously, it ain't as good as the Hollywood ones because it ain't there yet and it's just from a quick prompt. But yeah, I don't see the problem with that either. And it's probably going to go that way because it's going to be cheaper. Like CGI costs a fucking lot. And when it's done badly, it takes you out the movie. It breaks emotion. But if you can do it where the AI gets so good that it can't break that emotion, like you could be put the most time, effort, and money into CGI, and it will never look that fucking good. And why not? It definitely is going that way, I think, as well.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if it was the new Spider-Man or the little Punisher bonus film, but there's a couple of bits in that Punisher
Where he's like
where
falling onto that
onto
like
the truck.
box. Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, yeah, and it just looks like PS2 graphics. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. That
How do they
is.
how do they drop the ball like that sometimes? It's like
It's bad.
I don't know, man. Like even the Black Panther, but you've got some bits in different movies. It's like on the day they just pick anyone from the cast and go, "You're going to do the visual effects today." Like It's so inconsistent, man. There's some fucking like good
Deadpool
ones
2
that you
has a
can't.
bad one where they're like running down like the street and it's clearly like a green screen. But I think the problem with that, some of that stuff is excused because they couldn't shoot on location because of COVID and all those restraints around those times. So I think some of those have exceptions because of that. Like I saw that people don't like the way Spider-Man No Way Home looks because that was mostly shot in a studio. So like it doesn't look like New York or feel like it. That's why like the proper shot on location. This is why it felt proper cool and nice, but they couldn't because of COVID and shit. So I think that's
Oh,
also why a lot of those films look that way. But the Punisher one, I don't understand that one. That's just
yeah,
cutting corners, I think, budget wise.
yeah. And the latest one, fucking Brand New Day. Majority of the New York scenes are shot in Glasgow, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks cool, man. I remember seeing like all the people. That one when he's like swinging and he's like on top of the tank and shit. I remember seeing
Yeah,
like footage of like just like actually being shot in like the street, and there's actually like a dude that's swinging on like ropes. Actually, looks like he's actually swinging and going past people's like houses and shit. Like, imagine just seeing that, man. Just knowing that you're like just watching outside and just seeing the Spider-Man film being filmed in front of your house. Like, it was pretty
yeah.
cool.
Someone I work with has fucking got some clips of the set and everything in Glasgow. He just happened to be there.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But I remember one of my uh, one of my old workplaces. Some guy called Dave used to drive up. I think it was from like Buxton or something like that, like down south. And he used to take him a few hours. He used to just turn up a bit late sometimes, obviously, because of it. And he come in proper late before. And I was like, what? I was like, where you been, man? I was like, you doing half a day or something? And he was like, nah. He was like, I was driving in Buxton and they're filming like a new Mission Impossible there, and there was like shooting. So like I was just sat in traffic for ages. And he said, but and then he showed me a picture on his phone and he's just in his car. And then he's like he had a selfie with like Tom Cruise. And he said because the traffic was like so backed up and they were filming that Tom Cruise came out to the cars and just thanked everyone for the patience and be like, oh, we'll be moving soon, like don't worry, like, and just said hello to everyone. He was just dead nice, dude. I was like, that's class. That's a class story, you know what I mean? Like, sorry guys, I know this is inconvenience for you, but we're just shooting this now and we're gonna move on soon. And nice to meet you. And yeah, and the thing is, he said, like, he caught to me and he said, yeah, I'm Tom, nice to meet you. Like, do you think when he says that, he thinks that someone's going to be like, oh, nice to meet you, Tom, or they're going to be like, we know? Because you got to know that people know, but you can't be that dude and be like, you know who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
like
weird to introduce yourself as Tom Cruise, though, because who doesn't know
or
fucking
just
Tom Cruise?
yeah, just lean in the window like, "Hello, it's me, Tom Cruise."
Oh, man, I would love it if someone did that, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
hands
well,
you a little flyer to join his little cult.
yeah, well, that was cool,
Put
yeah,
me
but
through this when you
he was
get time.
late to work because he met Tom Cruise filming Mission Impossible, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wonder which number film it was.
I can't remember, but they were shooting something down in Buxton. Um, but yeah, that was pretty cool. But I've never seen anything being said. Didn't you say that you was in like Harry Potter World in London or something, and they had something closed off because they were filming something there before when you was there? Was that you?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't remember. And then I think what it ended up being was something to do with a Need for Speed film. It was being
That
filmed or
weren't
something.
that weren't me, but I know they did film some in England, and there was
Yeah,
no CGI in that film.
yes, I can't remember who it was, but someone was telling me they went to like Harry Potter World down in London, and then there was a lot of stuff closed off, and they got like a little peek, and they could see like little bits here and there, but they couldn't tell what it was, and then they ended up finding out that it was to do with that Need for Speed film eventually, so they saw a bit of that being filmed. But yeah, I've not come across anything like that. But where we live, unless it's going to be like fucking Peaky Blinders or something like that, I'm not going to see anything like that. But I think the film's something random and weird here before, like something quite big on a TV show. Do you remember what it was? It was like in
I don't
Willinghall. I can't remember. It was like in like a pub or something somewhere, but it was like a big TV show. And I was like, what the fuck they filming in there for? And I
I think that
never,
is Peaky Blinders, isn't it?
maybe, but that would have made sense. But this one, I was like, why are they here? Like that one, I would have been like, I get what they're doing. But it was something like random. Like something quite a big TV show, and I can't remember what it was.
Jumanji.
Yeah, it was probably fucking Jumanji. Fucking idiot.
Fucking just got fucking Kevin Hart in the Morrisons in Willenhall.
Oh god. Yeah, that would be fucking funny. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I was in Ireland before, obviously, and I bumped into that Maisie Williams, and she like wouldn't take a picture because she said they were filming there currently. That was like pre-season 8, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like the last one season, if I remember correctly, like time wise. Like it weren't like the last season out. So it could have been like the season before, like 6 or 7.
I
Because
think it
that's
might have been 7, yeah.
yeah, because that's when she was doing all that fucking, being blind and the faceless shit. I hated that saga. It come to nothing as well. It was all fucking pointless. That shit was, man. That was rough. I
Yeah.
hated that part. Every time I'd see it, and she'd be bumbling around blind and getting whipped and fucking, fucking porridge chucked on her and shit like that. I was just like, man, this part's crap. Like, I want to move on from all this shit.
Yeah, the blind bit did last ages. I mean, the face swapping stuff as well. I mean, it was cool to see it executed, like when she slits Walder Frey's throat and that, because she's fucking posing as someone else. But it's like, what does that mean? Like we've kind of stuck fairly realistic, and apart from dragons and that, you know what I mean? Like it's been
Yeah,
fairly.
like magic exists in that world, but like, is that magic? Like, but it was never explained, so you don't know if it's some mystical shit or if it comes under the umbrella of magic. Yeah, it was never like explained, really, was it?
Nah, just fucking face swapping, and then just the faces of people that are still alive are just in there as well.
Yeah, that was never like gone into either. Yeah, I do wonder
mean-
if they're going to go into that more into the books, because he still hadn't even done the next book yet, and that was meant to come out like 2016, and he's not even done it yet.
George R. Carby asked.
Think- yeah, I'm interested though because I've read the books and I've listened through them, like listened to them audiobooks through twice. So like I'm interested still in the story of Game of Thrones. Like I want to know where it
No.
goes in the book.
You're
Like,
old enough.
yeah, yeah.
Had him on fucking 3x.
Yeah, I've listened to them both books whilst working, but I read them like years ago because I've got the actual physical books, and it was when I was into the show. Like I never read them before the show. I got into it after the show, and then I started reading the books then. But yeah, I've listened to them through twice, and all of them, to be fair, they're great books. But he's definitely, I know people say it all the time, and even he's had to address it, which is kind of funny and also sad that he's definitely dying before he finishes those fucking books, man. Especially if this one ain't out yet. This is going to be the 6th book, and I think he wants like 10 or 12 or something like that. And this is meant to come out 10 years ago, and there's still no fucking ETA on it or anything. So I'm hoping he's got a team that he's told everything to, and they can do it justice. But if that new Game of Thrones book come out tomorrow, I'd be like actually excited about that. Like I'd listen to it, to be fair. Like if there's an audio book, I can't really read properly anymore. I don't know if it's just our brains have been fucking TikTokified and shit like that, where we've got no attention span. But actually just sitting there and just reading only letters and like words on a page, it's tough for me to stay in it. But I've been listening to the big huge audio books now, and you heard me talking about it the other day, but Dungeon Crawler Carl, they're so fucking good. I just finished the first book, and I've got friends that have listened to them all and read them all and stuff like that, and I just listen to them on audiobooks, and they're so good, man. Like they're doing a TV show of them now, like Peacock, Seth MacFarlane team has picked it up, and it's got the potential to be like the next big TV show, because I think a lot of people are going to love it, to be fair. It's such a good book. And they only do the actual physical books. They don't do a graphic novel or of it or a comic of it yet. But that's how I prefer to read stuff, because I love graphic novels and comics. But audio books is fine. But like if I do it in an environment where I'm like working, I have to like pause it constantly because I've got to do like a complex calculation or something. I can't just I'll miss stuff and I'm like, what was that about? Like, why are we here now in this story? Whereas like I'd rather put music or a podcast on where you can just come in at any time and it doesn't really matter. But I've just been making an effort of like just getting in bed earlier every night, just putting literally just my AirPods in and just listening. But what I've been doing as well, which has been helping me, like actually like imagine things how people are meant to read stuff, where you imagine the characters and the scenario, like you visualize it in your head, is on Audible. They have like a read and listen function. So like you're reading along and it like highlights the words and you're like reading it and hearing it. And like that's been great, man. So I've kind of been trying to get back into where I can just read kind of, but it's like I've got to train my brain to do it again, man. It's weird. So my brain can't focus on just reading anymore, but it should.
I think it's just because just feel like you ain't doing anything. You know what I mean? You're reading, but you
Yeah.
think, I could be doing something here.
Yeah, my brain's
like-
not stimulated enough doing that anymore. But why, man? Why is it been broken like that just because of phones and shit? Like, it's reading. It's the most basic form of anything. It goes back centuries of us just reading and stories and being told stuff. But just sit. When I was a kid, I used to get a library card and stuff, and I used to love just sitting there and reading a book. I used to actually love having a physical media of something, flicking through pages, seeing art or in like a comic or seeing like an actual nice, like, oh, the spine on this book's nice. And now I'm just like, yeah, give me a fucking iPad. You know what I mean? I don't even want to touch
Yeah.
a book.
I might create a fucking Kindle mod where it's like half of it's the book and the top half's like Temple Run, man.
Yeah, like a fucking the next Game of Thrones book, but half of it's fucking Subway Surfers.
Yeah, then you got a fucking slime video at the bottom as well.
Yeah, those are like brain rot fucking things, are them? And that you can't even watch a clip of something anymore without like a visual stimulation of someone collecting coins or something like that.
Yeah.
It is fucked. It is bad. It's bad though, and if you think about it, like I like to think as my brain is like, well, in some form of fashion that it's quite like clued in and stuff. Like I think like it ain't got me, or I ain't being fucked by all these reels and TikToks because I don't use TikTok, but it has fucked this instant gratification that we get in today's just society and stuff. It has clearly had an effect on me where I can't even read like physical just books anymore without some form of other stimulation. Man, it's not right.
Yeah, I was at a I was at a car show last week, and obviously that's pretty busy anyway. There's a lot going on there. You ain't really going to get distracted from that.
Yeah,
But pretty much the entire fucking property of the show, you have no phone signal, so it's pointless trying. You know what I mean? And it's kind of nice because it's like I'll just fucking keep that in the pocket then because it ain't gonna work, and it
yeah,
cuts it off. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have it there.
yeah. It forces you to live in the moment. But did you ever do the thing where you just pull it out and check anyway?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's bad though, isn't it? It's bad. It's
yeah.
not good.
Sometimes you just think, man, let me just jump in camera roll for a bit, see if there's anything good in there.
Yeah, we just look at my cats. I do it as well, man. It is bad, but if anyone likes like audiobooks or even reading, I fully recommend Dungeon Crawler Car, man. It's fucking class. You'd love it, man. I don't know if I know you're not like a reader or even maybe even listen to audiobooks and that, but if the TV show can do it justice, I think it's gonna be so fucking good, man. The story is so good and it's funny and it's quite dark. It's got potential to be like one of the next big shows. The books have blown up. It's a big thing at the minute.
It's like you said for you. It's the same for me. Where if I'm just driving and I've got a podcast on it, it don't matter if I miss 30 seconds or a minute. But if I'm listening to a story, I'm gonna be like, "Fuck, I need to know what was just said there, so I don't miss any context."
Yeah.
Because I'll just be fucking daydreaming and thinking about normal stuff.
Yeah, well, a lot of my friends that have listened to it drive for a living, so they have like listened to them all. But for me, if I'm like on gaming or doing other things and I'm just listening to something, I can't obviously take in a lot of stories. So now I've had to like sort of dedicate time because I don't drive. But I wish like I did more driving, so I had an excuse to sort of put it on and listen to it. But I've been forcing myself to get through it because I'm like I'd just be sat here and I'll be doing stuff like gaming or something. I'm like, I want to go and actually like ingest this storyline more. I want to know where it goes. Or like, I just want to get in bed and listen to fucking Carl. So it's fucking good, man. It's fun. I think when it comes out as a TV show, if they don't drop the ball with it or whatever, I think it could be one of the new bigger shows. And it's cool to be on the inside as well to be like, wait, if it blows up because of a TV show, I'm like, yeah, man, like, I could be one of those people that like, yeah, I read the books before it fucking came out, man. Like, but I think there's a reason why a lot of people love it because it's very like video gamey, like literally like it's a game that he's in because his world on Earth gets fucking fucked up by these AI aliens, and he has to go through like a, a dungeon with different floors. But it's like AI that create the game, and it's like televised to like the galaxy. There's like universes and shit that like tune in, and like it'll say like I'll be like, oh, why'd you pulled up my hood, and I can see that I've got 2.4 trillion followers at the moment, and all that type of stuff. Like people love it, and then he gets pulled out like the dungeon where you can like legitimately die and stuff on like to these talk shows where it's like orcs interviewing him and shit. and they're all like watching and like, oh, we saw when you went through this dungeon and you just about killed this boss. Tell me about that. And he's like, fuck, I hate this shit. Like, it's fucking good, man. Like, it's really good. I think there's a reason why it's popular, but like I said, if they can do a TV show justice, I do think it's going to be the next big thing that people are loving, man.
It sounds like it needs to be a TV show. When you were talking about it the other day, I couldn't keep up with what the fuck you were on about. It was such weird stuff you were talking
It
about.
is weird, but it's like the AI that creates the game. It's like it taunts him. It's like when what happens is like he's like looking after his cat, like his girlfriend's cat, and he's just broke up with his girlfriend. He's in like an apartment, and the cat jumps out the window, and it's like minus like 15 degrees. And he's like, "Fuck, that cat's gonna die." He's like, "Fuck's sake, it's not over my cat." And he goes outside to get it, and then these big like fucking portals and shit open, like, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he ends up stepping inside, and it's just like he's teleported into a game, and then basically his world's ended. And then the cat gets abilities to like talk because the cat is now become a dungeon crawler, so it has abilities and shit. It can like use up mana, just like Harry gets abilities and shit. And the AI plays crawl tricks, because then he comes in like barefooted. That is like, fuck, I want to find some fucking shoes. And when he opens like loot boxes from like bosses and stuff, when he puts on boots and shit, they're like, no, they like debuff your loads. And it got to the point where the AI comes in like a robotic voice, and it's like, oh, he's like, reward, you get this. And he got like a platinum box, and it's like, and it says like, and then the AI went into like a weird, creepy, sultry voice, and it says, "Yeah, you get like a pedicure kit because your daddy likes to see them feet." And like he has to just, if he keeps his feet clean, he gets like mad power buffs to go through these bosses and dungeons. So like the AI like plays tricks on you, like it. So like he has these boxes that have like love hearts on them, and you can't take them off or put any other stuff on because the AI like that he's miserable and stuff. So they make those so powerful, so he has to run around in them, because if he tries to put normal trousers on, he's massively debuffed and get killed and shit. It's like it's cruel and it's fun, and he like hates it. He's like, fuck these AI and stuff. But it's like it's like dark, like the crawl, and he looks up constantly and he'll say like, oh, there's like a million crawlers left from Earth. And then he'll be like, fuck, now there's 900,000. Like, fuck all these people. Like, it's just a game to these motherfuckers. And he's like livid, and he's like constantly saying, like, oh, these motherfuckers ain't going to break me and shit. But it is like weird. And the AI obviously say a lot of pop culture references and joke and stuff like that. Like, it said something in like the audiobook where it said, like, "Oh, you tamed a beast," and it says, It goes, "New achievement, you tamed a beast." Like the voice sounds like claptrap, like it's that roboty thing. It says, "New achievement, you tamed a beast," and it says like reward, and it says you get the ghost of Stephen Irwin looking down on you, please, and it says. What did you think? You was gonna get a proper reward for that, you dickhead, or something like that. And he's like, "Oh fuck!" Like it's like jokes like that. And I think, oh, that's if they can nail that sort of feeling of those dickhead sort of AI that just don't give a fuck about humans and that type of stuff. I think it bode really well for a TV show, man. So I think that's gonna be the next big thing. Dungeon crawler core.
Sound fun and unique, man.
I'd
Should wrap it
say
up on that run.
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say so. Let's
Yep.
wrap it up there. Check out Dungeon Crawler Core. It's fun.
Please.
Peace.
Joint Thoughts Podcast with Dan and Ryan.